Today we're going to talk about Bible transportation. So you should have this paper and this from the back of your book because you're going to cut and glue that on there in a little bit. But I'm going to read to you from my book. You can look at your picture there. And in my book, it says, we're going to talk about obviously we know they did not use cars back then. Tilt this so you can see the whole page. So we're going to talk about how they traveled back then. And as you can see in the picture here, the man with the donkey, which I believe that's Joseph. If you look at this picture, the lady, I believe that's Mary, and probably baby, she has her hand on her tummy. I'm thinking baby Jesus is inside her belly. So that's what I think. But anyways, it says transportation. In Bible times, people often traveled in large groups. And the reason that they traveled in large groups was to help keep each other safe from wild animals, so that wild animals wouldn't attack them, and also keep them safe from robbers, so that somebody wouldn't rob them. Kind of like you think about the Good Samaritan, like the man was walking by himself that got robbed. So if you're in a larger group, robbers aren't going to try to rob a large group of people because there's more of people in the group, so that keeps you safe. You're safer in larger numbers. So most travel was done on foot, which means they walked. It's not on foot means they walked. However, people sometimes rode horses, mules, or donkeys, and the roads were dusty and filled with rocks. So it was dirt roads that they would travel on back then. Water was not readily available. Readily available means that water wasn't accessible to them. They weren't able to get water easily. It was hard to get water. So it was not readily available, and travelers carried their own food. Think about it. There weren't any restaurants you could stop at or grocery stores. They didn't have grocery stores back then. Many times, Christians that were traveling spent the night with another Christian family. In Bible times, people did not travel for pleasure, but only when it was absolutely necessary. Paul faced many dangers when he traveled. We're actually going to be learning about Paul in a couple weeks. Next week, we'll learn about Zacchaeus, and then after that, we're going to learn about Paul in Bible. So you'll learn more about Paul. He was a disciple, one of Jesus's followers. So it said people did not travel for pleasure. Pleasure means like vacation. Like back then, people didn't go on vacations. They didn't travel to go on a vacation like we do now. So that's what they only traveled because they had to go somewhere because it was necessary. Sea travel. Sea travel means sea, meaning the water. They travel. It says sailing was also dangerous on the Mediterranean Sea. That was the sea that was close to where Jesus lived. Most boats were not built strong enough to withstand fierce storms at sea. The winter storms caused the Romans to forbid sailing during the winter months. The months of May through September were thought to be the only safe time to sail. So in wintertime, it was dangerous for them to go sailing. So they forbid them to even go sailing, even go in the water during those winter months. So that's how they got around back in Jesus's time, back in Bible times. All right, so you should have your paper. You can cut that out, and we'll glue. I believe this. It doesn't say it's Mary. It just says cut out the picture and glue it over the donkey. But I do believe this is Mary and Joseph, and baby Jesus is in her belly. Because to me, it looks like she's got her hand on her belly. It looks like she's got a baby in her belly. So all you got to do is just put a little dab of glue on here. And glue you don't need a whole bunch, just a little dab, just to hold the paper on there. And glue. They traveled. Do you remember where they were traveling to? That's Joseph and Mary and Jesus. Where were they traveling to? Where was baby Jesus born? What city was he born in? Bethlehem. If you said Bethlehem, you're right. Yes, they traveled to Bethlehem. That's where baby Jesus was born. All right, down below it says circle the transportation used in Bible times. Are you paying attention to what I said they would use? What did they use? Did they use donkeys? Yes. Did they use camels? Yes. You're circling them. Did they use cars? No. Did they have airplanes back then? No. Make sure you can see all this. And horse, there's a horse, a chariot. Yes. Romans would use that. So you should have those three circled. All right, flip your page over. I think I forgot to tell you, write your name. If you didn't write your name, please write your name. Yep, that was Mary and Joseph, because look what's on the back of this page. Can you read what this says? Jesus is, we have OR, remember OR says or, born. It's a sentence because it starts with a capital letter. Also, Jesus is a name. Remember, every name starts with a capital letter, but also every sentence starts with a capital letter. And there's a period at the end, so you make sure you get your period on. So go ahead and copy that. Jesus is born. And it shows me a picture of Mary and Joseph, holding a cute little baby Jesus. So finish writing that, and then we're going to move on. We're going to look at the pictures. You're going to circle the word that goes with the picture. I'll read all three words to you. Hopefully you're reading. I hope you're reading this stuff with me. You should be trying to sound out words and read them with me. All right, the directions say circle the word that matches each picture. So look, what is this? Is that Jesus' crown of thorns? So we have, these are all O-R-N, orn. O-R-N is orn. So we're just changing the beginning sound. So we have same word that you just wrote up here, born with an H, horn, and with a TH. Remember, TH says thorn. So which one would you circle? Right, thorn. Get mine. I put my red crayon. Oh, here it is. Circle thorn. Next, we have O-R-E. I'm going to take off the O-R-E is just or. So you're changing the beginning sound. Ready? S-T, store, with an M, more, with an S-H. Remember, S-H says sure. So what is this? We're over by the C. It's the C what? Sure. So circle the word sure. Now we're back to our AR. I'm going to review all our AR words here in a minute too. I have some flashcards to go over with you. Remember AR, bossy R. You just say R when you see an AR. Think of a pirate R. So FAR, far, ST, star, with a C, car. So what's in the picture? Star, circle star. Once again, we have with a B, bar, with a T, tar, and with a J, jar. What is this? Jar. All right, so you should have your paper should look like that. And you should get out your next paper. Looks like this. Talk about O-R-N, orn. But before we do all that, I want to go over some flashcard words with you. So you should write your name. So don't forget to tell you that. We're just going to review some of these. Yeah. All right. First, we'll do our AR. Straightened up a little bit. They're a little bit bent on me. All right. So we have ARK. Remember? R. Arc. Say them with me. We have bark. Park. Dark. Lark. Mark. Now we're going to do the A, just AR on the end. So that's just some of the words you just saw. So we have tar, bar, car. I'm going to flip this around because I have some on the back. Steast, star, with a J, jar, with an F, far. All right, those are our AR. Remember AR, R, bossy R. He's also bossy with the O. When you see an OR, it's or. Or, remember, or when you see an OR. Let me see. I'm going to do these first. All right, so remember this one was with a piece of paper. I believe this word actually is going to be on your test tomorrow. So we have, remember this word, tor. See the OR? You don't hear the E. Tor. W. Wore. Like you wore something, like clothing, with a C. Core. Like the core of an apple, remember from yesterday? M. More. And let me see, I'll flip these around. Put some on the back with a CH. Chore. SH. Shore. Like the seashore. Steast. Store. I think that's it for those with O-R-E. Now we have, like what we're learning up here, O-R-N. Orn. Orn. So we got to put a T in front. Torn. Like it's kind of like your shirt was torn. Horn. So we're going to be reading about Little Boy Blue. Born. You just wrote that with baby Jesus was born. Let me turn around to the other side. Now with a TH, it was one of the words you just circled. Thorn. M. Mourn. And with a C, corn. I think that's it. Yeah, back to thorn. Alrighty. So that's a review for those words. And I think we're ready now to start this. We're going to read those again down here on the bottom. But let me get look at my book so I can read all this. Little Boy Blue. I'm going to read to you each one of these lines. So the first line says, well, first at the top here says, Little Boy Blue. All right, I'll read you the first line. The first line says, Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. Next line. Where is the little boy who looks after the sheep? Last line. He's under the haystack, fast asleep. So look at Little Boy Blue. He was supposed to be watching the animals. And was he doing that? No. He fell asleep, so the animals got out and they're getting into all kinds of things. He's going to get in trouble when he wakes up, huh? All right, so down below it says, write the correct word to complete each sentence. They kind of they help you with that already because they did the first one for you and there's only 2 words, so you should know what the last word should be. Well, let's read it together though. This word is get. So get the, and which word did they choose? We have corn and horn here. Which one did they choose? Horn. H-O-R-N. Trace that. So what would be your last word that you would use? Corn. So let's read this sentence though. A cow is in the, you're gonna write corn. And they have exclamation points on the answer. You're supposed to show excitement when you read them. So you're writing this word up here, corn. I underlined it so you can see it. Corn goes down here. So get the horn. A cow is in the corn. Okay, should have corn written there. And then we're going to read all these. We'll go up and down because it says read here. So we have, let me just double check here. All right, what words they are so I can read them. We have born, corn, horn, mourn, thorn, torn. All right, hopefully you read those with me like we do in class. We have it again with our O-R-N. O-R-N, orn. So let's take a look at that girl. What is she doing with the paper? Oops, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side. When I'm doing these videos, I'm looking into the, I can see myself on the computer, but everything is backwards. So when I'm looking at my paper, it's backwards. All the words are written, the letters are all written backwards. Kind of like if you were to take a paper and hold it up in a mirror. If you take your paper and hold it up in a mirror, and you see the letters backwards, that's what I see when I'm looking. So that's why I have to keep turning and looking at it because I'm seeing everything backwards on the video when I'm taking the videos of things. And that's why I always look to the side too to read because everything's backwards. All right. So we have a horn here. Horn. We have corn, horn. Everybody have that. So trace the word horn there. Now let's look at the little girl. Now we're moving on over to the right spot. We have with a T, torn, born. What's she doing to the paper? Torn. The paper is torn. So you're going to circle torn. Okay. Oh, look at that. You don't want to touch that. That would hurt. So we have with just an H, horn, with a TH, thorn. Circle thorn. And we have, oh, that looks good, corn, corn. So we have torn corn. That circled over here. That was pretty easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, all you have left for today to do is your handwriting then. Let me show you which one. You'll be doing this one. Jill wore, what color word is this? Green. So what color is her dress gonna be? Green. Yes, make sure you color it green. So Jill wore green. And she does have it, looks like for St. Patrick's Day, huh? Little shamrock on there. So long as it's green, you can color her socks green too. She wore green. Oh, even in her hair, her little ponytail thing, and the little barrettes. Those are probably little barrettes. You can even color those green. So Jill wore green. Okay. That's your paper for today for that. And next we have math. I will, we're going to count. We'll count on the 100 chart because we only counted once this week. I like to try to count to 100 at least two times a week. So next will be math. Get ready to count. We'll count on our 100 chart next. Okay. See you in a bit.